All right. Well, we are back with Matthew chapter 2. Give me a second. There we go. Um, we picked up from yesterday's Matthew chapter 1, leaving us off to find out how Jesus came to be. The beautiful, beautiful happening. Now, it gets straight into drama. Poor child. Lived a definite life of nothing but persecution, but did not show us that. Definitely had some good teachings for us, spread a lot of faith and joy and love into the world. But pretty much since he was born, had a target on his head. First off, today, greetings, everyone. I pray everybody is blessed. We are in Matthew chapter 2. Let's fall into a prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptations, but deliver us from the evil one. For thine is the true power and the glory forevermore. Amen. So we gotta see the light, I guess you would say, at the in the dark, or at the end of the tunnel, or something. Okay, because Jesus' life was nowhere near perfect. Like I said, since the moment they found out he was born, there were some that were against it. There before he was born, there were people that were like already planning on a way to take him out if he was going to be the first whole prophet. And when people said that there will come a Messiah, people had already said no. You know, and it had nothing to do with nobody got to even chance to know the guy, know his parents at that moment. There was already just a hate titled on this person, and it had nothing to do with race. I don't believe it just was one of those things where it was a problem with the hater. The problem with the hater. Um, have you ever felt sometimes where you're just like, this person just doesn't like me and they don't know me? Or even you're at the store and you just get those feelings where you're just like, I'm pretty sure this person's just giving me dirty looks. They don't even know who I am. They could be even on a social media platform. You just have a person coming through and they're just hating on you. I know that happened the other day, right? I posted something and some person just came in and said, I hope you're not trying to sound smart. I clearly said, I'm not trying to sound smart, but what if, and it was somebody from overseas, right? It was like not like nobody, my neighbor. It was somebody behind a keyboard, thousands of miles away. Like, hey, look, let me just turn around and I don't know what their plan was, but I know my plan. And what my plan was to go and just express an idea. And Jesus comes and he's just trying to express his ideas. He's not forcing them on anybody. Are they the way? I believe so. But these people didn't get a chance to really know who he was or give him a chance to know who he was. They just up and said, "Hey, look, we're gonna judge, we're gonna bash, we're gonna do something, we're gonna be hateful," and he still went along with accordance to what God had planned for him. So you can't let that ruin your day. You cannot let that go and deter you from the things that God has called you to do. You got to stick on a very dedicated and obedient path with what the will of the Lord of God is. Uh, it's not going to be easy, especially following God's path. You're going to have things that come in your way and try to knock you off your path all the time, all the time. It could be somebody you do know, and it's going to hurt. It could be a parent that's like, hey, look, because sometimes a parent hurts, but that's through disciplinary. I believe there are people out there that do have parents that hate them. They hate their kids. It's. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It could be anybody for whatever reason. It. It's not like, oh yeah, they have to love their son. That is not true. That is not true. Let's get into our verses for the day. We got Matthew chapter 2 and verse 1. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judaea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Christ should be born. And they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judaea, for thus it is written by the prophet, and thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel. And so you have Herod right off the bat, like, hey, look, the wise men have, and there's different kind of magi with different wise men. These ones looked at stars, and they used the stars to tell events. And sure enough, Herod is not a good guy. Herod's not going to come and be a wise man and bring Jesus gifts. I'll let you know that he's trying to bring hurt towards Jesus right off the bat, because it was told that there should be a governor and he shall rule Israel. Herod's like, nah, I'm a ruler, and right away it was just a pride. It was a pride thing. Like, no one's going to rule except me, and Herod ruled and oversaw a lot of things. I can't say he did good. I can not say he didn't do good. He built things, though he was an evil man. He killed his sons, had his sons killed, or maybe he killed his sons and his wife. Yeah, he was not a good man, but he got stuff done. So trust me, he has no compassion for Jesus, no compassion for probably you or I. It's very tyrant. I've passed that. I don't even know the word for it. Evil. So trust me, if he were to say, bring me this child or behead this child, I'm pretty sure that the soldiers of him are going to do it, because they don't want to be next. He instilled fear in people. So, I mean, trust me, they had no trouble getting rid of Jesus when he says, go find them. So I can worship him also. That's not going to happen. Verse 7, then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, go and search diligently for the young child. And when ye have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also. And then you got to keep in mind, they don't have jet Gulf Streams. Okay, they don't got jets they don't got trains, so it's not like they're getting there the night that he was born. It took months, then they got to get back, then they got to go back. They got time to escape, so to speak, because we have wise men. These wise men will help us. Verse 9, when they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. Yeah, this star that doesn't move. That's a miracle. That was another miracle. We just witnessed another miracle already since Jesus' birth, or telling of his birth, or happening of his birth. The star stayed still. It just stayed still. We know that stars move. Even tonight, just go outside, stay there for an hour. This star is going to move, right? The stars move. This star stayed in the sky. Like it was telling them where to go. All the other stars around it were moving. This star stayed still. And in verse 11, when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary, his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned of God in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way. I would do the see God came and said, leave him alone. Where's Herod going to do? You know, is Herod going to put out a global FBI search? You guys are fugitives now, but I just wouldn't return to that land probably for a while. Grow out your beards longer, age a little. He'll never tell who you are again. Maybe they had different ways of marking people. I know I would listen to God. Herod, you're a man. I'm gonna go God's way. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. The gifts kind of speak for themselves. What they brought. Gold, that is of royalty. To have gold, I believe they already said like, look, this is a king. Frankincense, I haven't gotten too much into study on what frankincense does, but myrrh, I believe, is a symbolic item to show that, because myrrh is used for healing. It is used for healing. So I believe that myrrh was symbolizing that this would be a healer. This Jesus was going to be a healer. Because other people haven't really understood why they took myrrh. Like, myrrh is not like a strawberry. A strawberry is like delicious and good, and you eat it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is refreshing. So frankincense, I believe, would be peaceful. It's a symbolism of peaceful bringings. And myrrh, people are just like, why would you bring myrrh? And from what I got from it was that myrrh was a medicine, and it would symbolize that Jesus was going to be a medicine, a form of medicine himself, a healer. So they depart, they leave, they don't go back to tell Herod about Jesus, right? So I'm pretty sure Herod right now is wondering 4 months later, hey, didn't I send those wise men and they haven't came back yet? And in 13, when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise, and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word, for Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night, and departed into Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, out of Egypt have I called my son. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old until and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men. 17, then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, in Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted, because they are not. But in 19, when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, and saying, arise, and take the young child and his mother, and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the young child's life. And he arose and took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. But when he had heard that Archelaus did reign in Judea in the room of his father Herod, he was afraid to go thither. Notwithstanding, being warned of God in a dream, he turned aside into the parts of Galilee. And he came and dwelled in a city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophets, he shall be called a Nazarene. So like I say, it's already off to a good start. I'm already entertained. Ben, when I first read this, I love Matthew. I love the way Matthew tells the story, and of course everybody else too. As we go on, you'll start seeing they have their different ways, and some go deeper into detail. The way Matthew's was put was kind of straight to the point, and just like, look, this is Herod. Herod is evil. He doesn't leave out those details. We need to know that there was a mark on Jesus's back since day one, and he just kept going. I don't think this man ever had any hate in his heart. Could you have been angered in times? I believe so. We have people claim like, oh, well, Jesus got mad because he flipped over tables, and it's like, okay, I don't think it has anywhere in here that thou shalt not feel anger. I'm pretty sure you're going to feel anger. You're going to feel sad. But Hate, hate is what Herod would do. Herod went and killed a whole the whole town of Bethlehem, right? All the kids, all right, all the kids. That's even worse, right? You know, we watch the movies and like Apocalypto, and they go and they slayed the village or took them into slavery, but the children they left them behind. I was like, at least the children get to live to see another day until they're of age, and then this might happen to them. But to just go and slaughter children in the village, I mean, that's disgusting, right? That's one opposite. That's like the complete opposite of today times now, right? It's like there's a rule: like, you do not hurt a child. Well, you do not hurt anybody, but you would just definitely not hurt a child. And Herod's the opposite. Herod's just like, I'm going to take out all the children, no question about it. Instead of I'm going to take out the whole village, I'm going to take out the children. It's just pure evil right there. So Herod has no concern for people. You know, I don't know if they probably rejoiced when Herod passed away. I'm sorry to say that, but I don't see them. I don't know if they really were happy about the man being a king there. Um, so I would be afraid of his child as well too. I'd be with Joseph. I'd be like, I don't know if things are getting better there. You know, I don't know if I should be anywhere near Herod's bloodline. You know, um, but we'd have to be obedient to God. We'd have to listen to what God said. If God said, look, he's safe, he's safe. So we're going to follow up with chapter 3. We're going to get back into this tomorrow, 7 o'clock a.m., ladies and gentlemen. Um, I just want to focus on that, though. You gotta be with God. I have to be with God. Everybody has to be with God. If you're doing what somebody else wants you to do, for instance, because of the fear of this person will hate me, that's a peer pressure. Um, we could have had Joseph turn and say, like, you know what? I fear for my life. This was all a mistake since day one. Yes, I know I witnessed an angel in my dream. I know for a fact that this might be a child from the Holy Spirit of God. It was, in, you know what? But here, Herod, I'm bringing you the child myself after the wise men because of fear. And oh well, I don't want Herod not to like me. Here's the fact: it ain't gonna change. What was Herod gonna do? Slaughter the child and say, thank you, Joseph, be on your way. I'm not going to hurt you anymore. Herod probably wouldn't recognize him at the market the next time he saw him, and because Herod's a madman, right? And they're all over the world to this day. You got to pray that you fall into the right hands. You know, let's say you were taken captive a slave. Hopefully your slave owner's good to you. I don't know what else to really say or how to put that, but you got to stay with God at all times in anything. In a classroom, if you're going to go to college, I pray and I hope that this teacher's of God. And even if they aren't, I wouldn't sit there and say like, oh my God, this guy is not of my not of my religion or not of the same ideas that I am. Maybe they're assigned something else in life. We don't know. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm saying that you got to pray like, look, dude, I hope this person's not a Herod. Turn in your assignment at the end of the week or you all get Fs. You just really just I don't want to say a spazoid, but anger for no reason. You know what? Your name is Christopher. I don't like you. What? You don't even know who I am, right? Well, I heard that Christopher meant Christ bearer, and I don't like that. Okay, okay, but what if I didn't have a choice in my name, you know? So you got to pray that the people around you too, and ask God to just bring in the correct people into your life, the people that are going to be for God's purpose, because God might bring somebody into your life, and like I said, they're just like a bull in a china store. You had this beautiful temple built, You go find a spouse. 5 years later, you find out that they've been ruining your life behind the scenes. What are we going to do? Right? But did you pray for that person to come into your life? Or did you just say, like, you know what, I'm going to bring this person into my life myself, you know? So there's things like that I believe in, is praying that the right people come into your lives. I pray today that the right people come into your guys' lives. We will pick up tomorrow, chapter 3, ladies and gentlemen. I do thank you for coming on in this morning. We will see you. We got the red letters. We got some red letters. We now get to start hearing from Christ. It's going to be amazing. I'm excited. I hope everybody else is too. We'll have some fun with that. Start getting into some actual teachings. Not that we haven't learned, but this is it's gonna get pretty heavy. It's gonna get pretty heavy. It's gonna be beautiful. All right. Well, if everybody wants to get down to chapter 3 early and check that out, that is Matthew chapter 3 from the King James Version. And we will be back tomorrow. I do appreciate you guys. Have yourself a good rest of the day.